The song. There's a song. It looks so old. In truth, you'd find it hard to say how it could ever have been young. It looks so old and grey, not higher than a 2 years child. It's an erect this age song. No leaves. It has no thorny points. It is a mass of knotted joints. A wretched things for long. It stands erect and like a stone, which is lichen it is overgrown. 2. Like rock or stone, it is overgrown with lichens to very top and hung with heavy tufts of moss. A melancholy crop up from the earth, these mosses creep, and this poor song they clasp it round so close. You say that they were bent with plain and manifest intent to drag it to the ground, and all had joined in one endeavor to bury this poor song forever. 3. High on a mountain highest ridge, where oft the stormy winter gale cuts like a skies, while through the clouds it sweep from vale to vale. Not 5 years from the mountain pass, this, this song you on your left SP, and to the left, 3 years beyond, you see a little muddy pond of water, never dry. I've measured it from side to side. It is 3 feet long and 2 feet wide. 4. And close beside this aged song, there's a fresh and lovely sight, a beauteous heap, a hill of moss, just half a foot in height. All lovely colors there you see, all colors that you were ever seen, and the mossy network too is there, as if by fan of Lady Fair, the work had woven been, and cups the darling of the eyes, so deep is their vermilion dye. 5. Ah me, what lovely tints are there, of olive green and scarlet bright, in spikes, in branches, and in stars green, red, and pearly white. This heap of earth, all ground with moss, which grows beside the song you see, so fresh in all its beauteous dyes, is like an infant, grapes in size, as like can be, but never, never anywhere, an infant grape was half so fair. 6. Now would you see this aged song, this pond and beauteous hills of moss? You must take care and choose your time. The mountain went too close, for oft there sits between the heap and that same pond of which I spoke, a woman, a woman in a scarlet cloak, and to herself she cried, "O misery, O misery, O woe is me, O misery." 7. At all times of the day and night, the wretched woman thither goes, and she is known to every star and every wind that blows. and there beside the stone she sits, where the blue day lights in the skies, and when the whirlwinds on the hill, or frosty air is keen and still, and to herself she cries, "O misery, O misery, O woe is me, O misery." 8. Now, wherefore thus, by day and night, in rain, in tempest, and in snow, thus to the dreary mountain top does this poor woman go? And why sits she beside the sun, when the blue day lights in the sky, or when the whirlwinds on the hill, or frosty air is keen and still, and wherefore does she cry? Oh, wherefore, wherefore, tell me why, does she repeat that doleful cry? 9. I cannot tell, I wish I could, for the true reason no one knows. But if you gladly view the spot to which she goes, the heap that's like an infant's grave, the ponds and stone so old and grey, pass by her door, 'tis is seldom shut. And if you see her in her hut, then to the spot away. I never heard of such as there. Approach the spot when she's there. 10. But wherefore to the mountain top can this unhappy woman go? Whatever star is in the skies, whatever wind may blow, nay, lack your brain, 'tis all in vain. I'll tell you everything I know, but to the storm and to the pond, which is a little step beyond, I wish that you'd go. Perhaps when you are at the place, you sometime of her tale may trace. 11. I'll give you the best help I can. Before you up the mountain go, up to the dreary mountain top, I'll tell you all I know. 'Tis now some 22 years since she, her name is Marsale, gave with the maiden true goodwill her company to Stephen Hill, and she was blithe and gay, and she was happy still, when she thought of Stephen Hill. 12. And they had fixed the wedding day, the morning that must wed them both. But Stephen to another maid had sworn another oath. And with this other maid to church, and thinking Stephen went, poor Martha, on that awful day a cruel fire, they say, into her bones was sent. It dried her body like a cinder, and almost turned her brain to tinder. 13. They say, full 6 months after this, while yet the summer leaves were green, she to the mountain tops would go, and there was often see, 'tis said, a child was in her own, as now to any eyes was plain. She was with child, and she was marked, Yet often she was sober, sad from her exceeding pain. Oh me, 10,000 times I'd rather that he had died, that cruel father. 14. Sad case for such brain to hold commu- communion with the steering child. Sad case as you may think for one who had a brain so wide. Last Christmas, when we talked of this, old farmer Simpson did maintain that in her arms that infant wrote about its mother's heart and brought her senses back again. And when at last her time drew near, her looks were calm, her senses clear. No more I know. Sorry. 15. No more I know. I wish I did. And I'll tell it all to you. For what became of this poor child, there's none that ever knew. And if a child was born or no, there's no one that could ever tell. And if there's born alive or dead, there's no one knows, as I have said. But some remember well that Martha lay about this time would up the mountain often cry. 16. And that winter, when at night the wind blew from the mountain peak, 'twas worth your smile, though in the dark the churchyard passed to seek for many a time and oft were heard cries coming from the mountain head. Some plainly living voices were, and others I've heard many swear were voices of the dead. I cannot think whatever that they say, and they had to do with Martha. 17. But that she goes to this old song, the song which I have described to you, and there sits in a scarlet cloak. I will be sworn is true. For one day, with my telescope, to view the ocean wide and bright, when to this country first I came, ere I had heard of Martha's name, I climbed the mountain's height. A storm came on, and I could see no object higher than my knee. 18. There was mist and rain and storm and rain. No screen, no fence could I discover. And then the wind in face, it was a wind through 10 times over. I looked around, I thought I saw a jutting crack, and off I ran, head foremost through the driving rain, the shelter of the crack to gain, and as I am a man, instead of jutting crack, I found a woman seated on the ground. 19. I did not speak. I saw her face. Her face, it was enough for me. I turned about and heard her cry, "Oh misery, oh misery!" And there she sits, until the moon through half the clear blue sky will go, and when the little breezes make the waters of the pond to shake, as all the country know, she shudder, and you hear her cry, "Oh misery, oh misery!" 20. But what's a song, and what's a poem, and what's a hill of moss to her, and what's a creeping breeze that comes the little pond to see? I cannot tell, but some will say she hung her baby on the tree. Some say she drowned it in the pond, which is a little step beyond. But all and each agree the little babe was buried there, beneath that hill of moss so fair. 21. I've heard the scarlet moss is red, with drops of that poor infant's blood, but kill a newborn infant thus. I do not think she could. Some say, if to the pond you go, and fix on it a steady view, the shadow of a babe you trace, a baby and a baby's face, and that it looks at you. When you look on it, 'tis plain that baby looks at you again. 22. And some had sworn an oath that she could be to public justice brought, and for the little infant's bones, with spades they would have sought, but then the beauteous hill of moss before their eyes began to stir. The grass is shook upon the ground, but all do still ever. Uh, the little babe is buried there, beneath that hill of moss so fair. 23. I cannot tell how this may be, but plain it is, the song is bound, with heavy tuft of moss, that strive to drag it to the ground. And this I know, for many a time, when she was on the mountain high by day, and in the silent night, when all the stars shone clear and bright, that I have heard her cry, "O misery, O misery, O woe is me, O misery."